Welcome to the Spirit Speed. We've got Richard Morgan here with his beautiful Turbo R. He's going to give us a little bit of insights of the car and why he bought the car and why he enjoys the car. So if I hand you over to Richard now. Anyway, Richard,
hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, it was great to be here despite the weather. I was really motivated to get a car for the Bentley 100th birthday celebrations this year. That was really what drove me to get one. And when I saw this one advertised, I just couldn't resist it. It did everything I wanted. And during the course of the summer, I've been to every event going. So I've clocked up over 3,000 miles in 3 months and put the car to the test and absolutely loving it. Having advertised it for sale, I've now decided to keep it.
Well, that's brilliant news, isn't it? So what made you go for a 90 spec Turbo R then, Richard? What was your draw to this type of model?
Earlier in last winter, I'd bought a later Brooklands. It was a lovely car, but it wasn't a turbo, it didn't have the light pressure turbo, and I just felt I wanted a bit more performance.
Right.
The question of the final specification really was down to what was for sale.
Right. Okay.
And the dealer that is 4 miles from me, so whatever he's got in stock was what was really the driving force, and he had just reduced the price of this by £1,000, and it just made it irresistible. Right. So I was open to, you know,
any colour
combination
or anything like that.
Yes, absolutely anything, and it just happened to all come together with a genuine 64,000 mile car. But yes, so there was no particular checklist that I was going through.
Is there any other specifications which are non-standard to the car? What options have you got that if you've noticed which are different from the normal? Is it a pretty standard car?
I believe it's a completely standard car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Got my mind wandering now what I might have missed. But no, it just does everything that it's supposed to do, and it does it very well. And I think, of course, there's one thing that was the clincher for me, and I almost forgot.
Go on, mate.
Picnic tables.
Picnic tables.
Yes, yes. I've always been addicted to picnic tables. I've had Jags, Daimlers, everything, and I've never had a picnic table before this car.
Oh, well, that's brilliant.
That was it. Deposit paid. And I used them at Burley House at the Rolls-Royce annual event. Oh, well, that's lovely. But it was a horrible cardboard coffee cup, and I never got my bone china out.
See, the 1990 spec's actually a really nice car because there's quite a few enhancements, as in the suspension system, the engine enhancements and stuff like that. So it's a really nice specification to the earlier car.
I know people said, oh, it's an early active ride car, which fills me with dread. That means, problems, because it's an early one. But I suppose at 29 years old, they must have overcome any gremlins in that system. And yeah, it does run beautifully, and it just never fails to amaze me how after 2 weeks of not using it, put the battery back on, go to the key, woof, away it goes. And it doesn't use oil and water or anything else. It's a great car, love it.
They've got a really nice progressive power, haven't they, as well? It's not aggressive, it's a nice progressive power to the car.
Yes.
And lovely gear changes as well on 3-speed GM boxes as well.
Yeah, risk of upsetting anyone who's got a later 4-speed box. On that Brooklands I found if I was, say, on the Western Avenue, the A40, going in towards London, where you've got a 40 limit.
Yes.
It was hunting up and down between 3rd and 4th, and I'd have to hold it in 3rd for peace of mind, because I thought I can't be happy doing this, whereas a good old 3-speed, it hasn't got so much choice.
No.
And, no, it does kick down nicely, 60 miles an hour, put your foot down, it kicks down, it's a good combination.
And what do you feel to the suspension ride? Is it nice comfortable ride, or is it firmer in the Bentley?
It is definitely firmer.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I've had a Series 1 Shadow, and that was a lovely wafting
That's
car.
like chalk and cheese.
Yes, absolutely. And You know, when I'm driving this, I like to think they all drive like this, but they don't.
No.
You know, the Benz, of course, compared to modern cars, even this, it sort of wallows, but compared to the standard specification suspension, yes, this must be a much more of a drivable car.
Yes.
But the way we tend to use old cars now, it doesn't make a huge difference, I'm sure. But no, they're great value for money. I think that's the winning thing with the spirits and the...
They're incredible, aren't they? I mean, as said, platform cars, we four-door cars like this, I mean, such great value, really great value. You know, low mileage examples, you know, exceptional good paintwork and everything like that for not a massive amount of money, are they?
No, no. Well, I was telling anyone who'll listen, my quest started looking for a Rover P5B.
Right.
And I reckon I'd have had to pay double for one in the same condition as this than what I paid for this. So scarcity drives the value up of some. The testament to these is there's so many of them around that supply and demand, I guess, keeps the value down. And because shadows aren't that expensive, that these were always going to be, pun, in their shadow. So it's prices are absolutely unbelievable. They can't get any lower. Because
I can't believe they're going to get any lower.
Well, they really can't, because you're looking at a sort of a scrapyard value if they get much less than people were offering me for this when I had it on eBay. Think, will you take £5,000? So which piece of it do you want? eBay is a great place to find a lot of idiots, but there are some genuine people out there. I just haven't met them yet.
Well, anyway, Richard, thank you for your interview.
Yeah, and thanks for arranging this.
It's
been a lovely way to spend a wet Sunday morning.
Well, hopefully the next event will be better weather, basically. So.
Yeah.